Glad to see you. Congratulations on the win. First of all, how did you assess that one?
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. I just thought we just stuck to our task all night. The boys are believing in our footy, and no matter the scoreboard, they just stick at it. And I think they understand what's really important in our game. And we wanted to come in at quarter time 0-0 in some sense, given that they were fast starters and really good at early in games. And then the second quarter, we just started getting a bit deeper entries, and obviously scored a bit better from our inside 50s. And I just thought we were relentless with our footy all night, and the players got reward for effort.
And the pressure that the small forwards are putting on, can you talk about the significance of that and just how you play in the result?
Well, it's part of who we are. They've been relentless with their buy-in to their pressure. We're not relying on one or two players with our pressure. When it's a certain player's turn to hunt the man, they're doing it. And probably what's been most impressive, it's the second, third efforts to chase, harass, and get a fingernail in, and at worst, cause a dump kick. Under pressure. So, it's they've all bought into it. And it's really helping us lock the ball in our front half and win the ball back off turnover.
We saw Sean Darcy cop that accidental boot to the head. I'm assuming that's the incident that caused the concussion, and how bad is it?
Obviously he's concussed. He'll enter the protocols, and he'll miss next week. So that's all I can say on it at the moment.
Rory Love seemed to thrive both in that forward role and obviously taking over in the ruck as well. Are you tempted to play him as a sole ruckman next week, or what's your thinking there?
Probably not. He's just so important to us as a forward as well. And although he probably hasn't hit the scoreboard the way he would like, we've been really impressed with the contest he gives. And that contest to bring the ball to ground is really important, because it's allowing us to go to work at ground level, whether it's winning it or pressuring. So without that strong contest in the forward line, our small forwards can't pressure. So he's been terrific with his contest all year. Like I said, probably hasn't got the rewards with the hitting the scoreboard, but that'll come.
And at 5-1, the hype is building now. It's getting bigger and bigger. How do you kind of handle that? Do you embrace it? Do you try to ignore it? How do you go about that?
Well, you've got to enjoy the journey in footy. It becomes a long year if you don't enjoy the wins. So enjoy the wins, and then we'll move on, and we'll anchor and move on at the right time. I've just been really impressed with the maturity of the group. Their ability to come to work on Monday, learn, review, and move on has been first class. This is no different. We've got a massive challenge next week.
Justin, do you feel like that's your best win for the season, given you've now got a top 8 skull?
Probably. As a coach, you don't sit and rank your wins. You just look to improve, and I thought we improved our footy on the last couple of weeks. So I think we had a bit of a disjointed week with a few COVID issues, players training separately. I thought we handled that really maturely, and I think we did the Freo family proud tonight, but we also did the occasion proud. It's a proud day in our club's year on the calendar. So I thought our players played accordingly.
And you've spoken about wanting to get a defence together, playing regularly. So to have a couple of changes forced on you like that, how did you feel you went? At short notice, having to replace those two guys.
Good. Griff's obviously in good form and came in and thought he played his role. And Aishi, he's a bit of Mr. Fix-It, to be honest. He can play anywhere on the ground. He missed a lot of pre-season, and we've sort of made him earn his stripes and get his match fitness up before we brought him into the side, and he's played inside mid, wing, and now back in his 4 or 5 games back. So he's he's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It for us, and he's reliable, and we can just plug him in anywhere. So it was pretty seamless. Although we miss Young and Chappie, he was pretty seamless, and got a number of players in good form who we feel that can step up to AFL level. So yeah, it was pleasing.
And at what point in the week this week do Young and Chapman come out of isolation, and are you expecting to take them to Geelong?
We'll wait and see. It's a case-by-case scenario as they come out of the health and safety protocols. I think they'll come out Wednesday or Thursday, but maybe Thursday. So we'll just have to wait and see when we travel, how they pull up. So yeah, we'll get to you later in the week with that.
So do you know when you're flying at this stage?
Thursday. We always fly 2 days before, so I think we'll go Thursday.
So it might be cutting it a bit fine.
We'll see, mate. We'll get to you later in the week with that one.
No worries. And just in terms of COVID in general, do you feel like you've sort of dodged that little bullet now? Are you still on red alert that there could be more spread to come this week? How are you feeling about it?
We're always on red alert, mate. Yeah, we're always taking the maximum precautions we can, and that means continuing to separate the groups early in the week. Well, we just have to do what we have to do. Like I said, I just think our players and coaches and staff are handling it really maturely. So the last thing we want to do is lose more than multiple players in the 1 week. It's just too disruptive. So keep managing it the way we're managing it, and crossing our fingers, and hope it goes our way.
No worries.
Austin, can you elaborate on what keeping the groups separated means, how that looks as far as training and things like that?
Well, it's pretty wide knowledge that there's a lot of COVID within the Waffle teams at the moment. So first step is to keep the Peel and AFL squads separated at the start of the week, and then just doing as much as we can in smaller groups, and avoid having our whole team in large meetings, I suppose, indoors. So all pretty simple, straightforward stuff, but it takes real application and maturity and from our playing group to be able to handle those situations, and we've got to work really hard to make sure that we don't come too disjointed and everyone feels like they're belonging and contributing. But it's just the measures you need to take in modern day AFL footy.
Yeah, Justin, just back on your small forwards, if I could. Matt Hammond kicked 7 goals last week and then kicks 1 today. The smaller forwards kind of take the lead. You must be so delighted with the spread you've got at the moment of attacking weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. Something Jamie Graham said to all our forwards is to get dangerous and be a threat in our forward line, and they're buying into both sides of the ball. And what happens if, as a forward, if you buy into the defensive actions of the game with your pressure and your overall team defence, quite often creates opportunities for you in offence, and it keeps you involved in the game. So all our small forwards are really, all our forwards in general are just, keeping involved in the game, and that's creating offensive opportunities for them. So, really, they're a group of, they're a really collective group, and they want to do it together. And they understand that who gets the lick of the ice cream from an offensive point of view can change week in, week out, but all 6 of them on the ground at any one time needs to buy into what we do defensively, and they're going super well.
And Michael Walters, I know he hasn't been down on form so much, but hasn't been able to finish it off. It must be nice to see him get a few today. That second goal was vintage Walters.
It was, and I've been saying in everything every time I get asked is I firmly believe he's in good form. He just hasn't finished his work and put the icing on the cake, so to speak. So I'm just really proud of our playing group. When they got around him after the set shot, they know what he's going through, and the intense pressure he gets put under. externally. So I just thought that was a really significant moment for our year. I just thought that showed a really it showed the connection within the playing group and a real understanding of what individuals are going through. So yeah, it's great to see Sonny get some reward for effort tonight.
Just a word on Alex Pearce. He kept Mackay to, I think, 1 goal and only a few touches. It seemed like he did a great job tonight.
Yeah, he's done a great job every week. He's missed so much footy over the last 2-3 years. It's good to see him get some continuity in his game, and he's thriving off that. He's getting better and better each week. And some of the key forwards, it's massive units these days, well over 200 centimetres, and his size allows him to and his competitive edge allows him to compete with those guys. So super proud of not only his performance on the field but also his leadership. He's been captaining us while he's been playing this year, and doing a really good job of bringing the group together and leading the group. So yeah, he's going well.
Right. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks.
Justin, can I just check on, you mentioned Michael Walters, the players, that celebration and the players knowing what he's been going through. Were you just referring to the pressure of being a big name, or are you talking about something else?
No, just the pressure of, the external pressure of not being able to finish his work off, really. And the fact that every media person I get interviewed by asks me about his form when I think he's in good form. He's just not finishing his work off. So the players understand that, and really got around him in that moment.
Sure. And the trip to Geelong, obviously a massive assignment for many years for all clubs. Given the momentum you've built up now, how well placed do you feel like you are to attack a game like that?
It's a great challenge for us. It's the scene of one of our greatest battles as a footy club, and we look forward to the challenge that is in front of us next week.